Check it out. It's a root beer called Dad's. I really like Dad's. Let's talk about Detective Pikachu. So I saw Detective Pikachu earlier this week, and well, this is the Pikachu I brought with me. I built this Pikachu with my bare hands. I'm sorry, I got distracted by my I'm dying. Anyway, so I built this boy, and I dressed him up as Captain America. This is my son, Captain America Pikachu. I was gonna give him a little detective hat, but they ran out of detective hats at Build-A-Bear. This is my boy. This is my son, and I brought him with me to see Detective Pikachu because I'm a mentally stable adult yeah, I'm mentally stable. Don't worry, I don't play with dolls or stuffed animals a lot anymore. Anyway, Detective Pikachu. This is a movie that was either going to be really good or really bad, and it ended up being really good. This is a movie that survives on the fact that it is titled Pokémon Detective Pikachu. If this wasn't a Pokemon movie, this would just be another generic, like, CGI animal teams up with human movie. Like, you know, you got Hop and Sonic. Oof, Sonic. Anyway, the plot is, well, basically, if you've seen the trailers, you know the plot pretty well. The trailers reveal I feel like they reveal too much, actually. So it's this guy, Tim. He works in insurance, and he's a good boy about it. He likes his insurance. And he finds out that his papa, his big papa, died in a car accident. And so he teams up with this Detective Pikachu, who has no memory, but they know that because of he has a name in his hat, and that's the name of the dad, of Tim's dad, in Detective Pikachu's hat. So they know that, oh damn, this Detective Pikachu was my detective father's partner. That's pretty neat. And so it's a talking Pikachu, and you know, it's a mystery to figure out what happened to the dad and why Tim can only hear the Pikachu. And then, of course, you also have the mystery of what's going on with Mewtwo, because if you see in the trailers, you also know Mewtwo's in this movie. And, again, that's where the trailers show too much. I would have much preferred to walk in not knowing that Mewtwo was in the movie, because that could have been a cool twist. Like, oh, it's Mewtwo! It's Mewtwo! Mewtwo! Anyway, that could have been cool. But we don't live in that universe. We live in a universe with bad movie trailers. Maybe I'll make a video on bad movie trailers, because there are a lot lately that just spoil scenes in the movie. Because I saw a Brightburn trailer that was really bad when I was watching Us. Maybe I'll talk about Us one day too. But I digress. Back on the Pikachu. Again, this is a movie that its strength is the fact that it is a Pokemon movie. And as a Pokemon movie, this is probably some of the most fun I've had in a non-Marvel movie in a long time. Probably since I saw John Wick 2 in theaters, alright? You know, it's really just magical, you know? It's like, I'm not a huge Pokemon guy. I watched the anime when I was a little kid, when it was popular on Cartoon Network, you know, the original anime with, you know, the original trio, Ash, Misty, and Brock, and then Misty left, and I was like, I ain't that interested, and it's not, it's just, don't take that the wrong way, I just appreciate Misty as a character. No, that just made it sound worse. Oh, damn. Look, the point is, I lost interest after a while, and you know, I've never really played any of the games, I never really collected any of the Pokemon cards. But, you know, I have a respect for it as, you know, this, like, huge pop culture icon that it is. And, you know, again, I have a nostalgia for it as I did grow up with the anime. So, with that said, this basically plays out as one big, over-the-top episode of a Pokemon anime. It's just live action. it's the characters are super simplistic. The writing is fairly, again, simplistic, and it's also predictable. It's not a great mystery. Basically, once Tim he goes on a train, and he's to Rhyme City, and he's on the train to Rhyme City, and the guy who turns out to be the bad guy. I don't want to spoil anything, but he shows up on the train, on the screens on the train, little TVs telling the audience what Rhyme City is, and it's like, oh cool, it's the bad guy. That's pretty neat. It's basically the same thing that happened in the Incredibles 2, where the villain walks on screen, and you're like, sweet. Know your twist. I know it. All right. So how long is this movie gonna be? But in Incredibles 2, that was an annoyance. In Pokemon, because of the fact that they really didn't take it all that seriously, it actually didn't really bother me. I was okay with knowing the twist. And there's a couple other twists sprinkled in here that make you go, oh. So it's still, it's still got some elements that are good, but for the most part, the writing of the mystery isn't that great. But the writing of dialogue at least between Tim and Pikachu is really good, and that comes a lot from the fact that Ryan Reynolds gives the best performance of all actors in the movie. Tim is an okay actor. He's able to hold his own, and they have a really good chemistry. Tim and Pikachu, who like I said, Ryan Reynolds as Pikachu, and then Justice Smith as Tim, and it's they have a really good chemistry, which is really cool because it's a CGI character that a lot more often than not that doesn't really work in these kinds of movies. Again, you got Hop, the Chipmunks movies. There's 4 of those things. Theodore died in the 4th one. That was pretty neat. The designs of the Pokemon were pretty nice too. Some people seem to be split on it. I've heard people say they look disgusting. I've heard people say, wow, they look really good. I'm in the, wow, they look really good camp. I think they kept enough of that cartoony element. They didn't try to make it look super realistic like that Sonic design we saw that was jarring and disgusting and made me want to take blades to my looking spheres, and so I was like, oh, this looks good. This looks good. I want my own Pikachu. I want it. This is great. This is great, but I want another one that looks super realistic. I also want one that's alive and can talk to me. It sounds like Ryan. Anyway, yeah, but they actually they're gonna sell those, but they're super expensive apparently. So I was like, I don't have a lot of money. Oh well. I'd say the weakest character designs are the more monstrous ones, I guess I'll call them. Charizard's design is okay. It's weaker amongst all of them, But Pikachu looks great. And you spend most of your time looking at Pikachu. Another thing I want to applaud now that I think about it is the way they integrated the Pikachu into the shots. There's a lot of nice moments where the Pokemon are the focus, the depth, the depth of field for the focus. It just looks so realistic, and they're able to get the Pokemon in there and make them out of focus in the right. It looks perfect. I'm bad at explaining things, but once you see the movie and hearing my incoherent ramblings, and I think you'll be able to connect the two and be able to understand what I'm trying to say. It looks good. It looks really good. They integrate the Pokemon really well into the movie. I'm trying to think. There was only one point where I thought, it looks a little out of place, which is there's a point where Tim's carrying Pikachu around. It's right after they end up in a river. They end up in a river at one point. I'm trying not to spoil the movie, but Tim's holding him, and it looks a little bit like Pikachu has no weight to him, and the actor's Justice Smith is just holding his arms like this. It makes me wonder if maybe they gave him like a, or they didn't give him like a little Pikachu doll to hold on to know like what it's gonna be like to like hold this thing. But for the rest of the movie, it looks really good. Even a lot of people were giving shit to the Mr. Mime design. I had no problem with it. It's not that bad. I like it. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. It's a fun movie. Yeah. I think if you're a Pokemon fan, you're definitely gonna enjoy this. If you're not a Pokemon fan, you'll probably find it cute. You'll be like, oh, this is nice. This is enjoyable. I'm having a good time. Why did I sound like Gilbert Godfrey? That guy was a bird in those Aflac commercials. That was pretty neat. I wish I was that neat, but I'm not. Anyway, Detective Pikachu is a fun movie, and it's something that I'm definitely gonna watch again. It's something I'm gonna want to own. It's something where, it's even though again I'm not a huge Pokemon guy. It makes me want to go and be a Pokemon guy, It makes me be like, oh, maybe I should try the Detective Pikachu game, I want to get some of the like that Let's Go Eevee, Let's Go Pikachu games. I have to get a Switch though. Again, I'm a little tight on the moolah. Oof. It makes me feel like a kid again. And yeah, that sounds stupid, but hey, it's the way it makes me feel. And I like it. Detective Pikachu is a good ass movie. Yeah, I would give it a 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10. It's a solid movie. If you're a Pokemon fan, you'll enjoy it. If you don't like Pokemon, maybe you'll enjoy it. Maybe you'll find it dumb. I don't know. But it's fun. It's fun. It's cool to see all these characters, all these Pokemon come to life, and I think it's a good sign for video game movies, because video game movies tend to suck, and they suck real hard. So maybe people look at this and be like, oh, so this is how we do a good video game movie, So kudos to everyone who worked on Detective Pikachu. You guys did a good job. I'm proud of you, Dad. I'm proud of you.